Sometimes the best thing you can do is step away from the bench. And then good things will happen on the bench. Or something. Welcome back to the Skill Builders Guild. Thanks again for watching. It's episode 76 of What's on the Bench Weekly. And if you are new here, welcome to the Scale Builders Guild. Thank you so much. I've noticed a huge uptick in subscribers for this month, and I don't really know why, because I haven't changed anything. That said, if you are new here, welcome. And this is my own little personal show where I take you through all the projects that I'm working on, things that are on the bench, and experiments that are being performed. So why not just dive right in and share what's going on with the Ford Ranger No Fun project pre-runner build that I'm doing. It has beam suspension from Proline. This is a Scale Metal Supplies Rockalope chassis. It's using an Element rear trailing arm suspension setup. It's got a Trexus TRX4 with SSD portal delete kit rear axle. It's going to be shiftable on the fly, so you can have an open diff in the rear if you want or not. It's also going to have a Vanquish VFD transmission installed into it. And yes, lots of fun things are happening. It's a very unique build because it's a little bit of a mishmash of everything. And I wanted to expand my skills this week. And rather than spend a lot of time in the workshop doing those things on the bench, I went to the computer and I started to fiddle with Fusion 360, and one of, probably in my opinion, one of the more underrated features of that program, form molding. And I'm so new to it. I'm not going to try to tell you any of the hows, whats, whens, wheres, or whys, because that's really not my forte. I'm still learning, but I will put a link down below to a very helpful YouTube channel that has been teaching me all about it. It's an undersubscribed channel, but he's an excellent teacher, and it's real world applications that can be used in tiny trucks. It's really super cool. What Forms allows you to do is build these really complex shapes, as you can see, on these front fenders that I've built. This is literally just an experiment. I am not convinced this is the final design. The final design will be done in ABS, so it will adhere much more betterly to this ABS body that I've printed. But I wanted to go ahead and try to extend out the fenders so we could actually have a lot more coverage. Obviously, I'm going to trim away all the material on the inside here to make this an actual, useful extension of the fender. But the idea was to kind of make it a more racy, off-roady truck. The Ranger itself is fairly narrow and kind of small, so adding a big, huge fender flare made a lot of sense for me, and I think this is a good natural first step. It is a really cool process, and while I am just getting the hang of it, I did this in an evening, and then I printed them in an hour on the Bamboo Labs X1 Carbon, the best 3D printer you can possibly buy right now. Can't say enough good things about that thing. It's changed everything for me. And the fact that I can print an ABS, which is styrene plastic, means I can use all my plastic welding techniques or any of my old styrene techniques, and they just kind of transfer over. It's really great. But yeah, this is the start of this progression of how this build is going to start looking a bit more racy and a bit more off-roady. The channel is called Learn Everything About Design, and I really honestly am learning everything about design. He has a great tutorial on outer fenders like this or body kits. He actually uses a Toyota MR2 as his design inspiration and shows you and walks you through exactly how to use tools that I've never used in Fusion 360. And it really blew my mind. If this is what I could do in an evening, imagine what you could do in a week. But yes, very pleased with the progress on this. I think it's going to look really cool. The next step for me is to take this very rudimentary fender design. As you can see, it's not exactly perfectly exactly where I want it to be, but it is a good start. It does contour around the body really nicely, which is great. But what I want to do is I want to make essentially a whole fender replacement. So the whole fender gets a bit wider and flares out in a much more natural way, so it's not such a hard line between this outer fender and the actual real fender. So that's step 2, and hopefully we'll have an update for that next week, and it'll actually be in ABS and attached to the body, so we can move on to the rest of this build. These things take time though, and I think that's probably really important to stress, is that learning is not quick. And if you want things to be quick, they're not generally going to be good. There is a triangle, and I've used this in my real world work, but it's good, fast, and cheap. And you can only have 2. So it can be good and fast, but it won't be cheap. Or you can have it fast and cheap, but it won't be good. Or you can have it cheap and good, but it won't be fast. Did I do that one already? I don't know. There's a lot of different possibilities, but you always have to compromise on one of them. And I think that's a really important thing for all of us to learn, especially when it comes to scratch building, or when it comes to 3D modeling, or it comes to any of these advanced techniques. You got to take the time to learn how to make them work for you. And I'm really glad that I found these tutorials and that I started to dive deeper into this, because I think it's just going to open up so many more possibilities for modifying and making these bodies more personal to me in the future. So there you go. That's where this project is at right now. Actually, I took the VFD out last week after I did the video, because I realized I don't have 2 VFDs. I needed this to try something somewhere else, which won't be appearing on the bench this week. But yes, that's where we're at with this. I am pretty excited, and I hope you are too. If you are, put a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking about this project. You know I love reading through your feedback, and I try to answer as many as I can. And of course, if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button, and obviously you've been subscribing, so that worked. Okay, on to the next thing. Quick plug for Gear Guy's Customs. Gear Guy does resin reproduction wheels for drift cars, like this one right here. Yes, it is Lexan, but I haven't touched the Lexan body. I'm not making any modifications to that this week. This is all about the wheels. These are Volvo R Wheels. They're from like the Turbo R series. So this one wouldn't specifically have had those wheels, but they do exist on other Volvo turbos from a more modern era. And I thought they looked absolutely sick. I was like, I have to have Volvo wheels on my Volvo. It's necessary. So they come as 3D printed resin. They usually come just as the face, and you can use MST barrels like these, this outer chrome portion, to put these into there, and then you can adjust the offset. These are really actually a pretty decent changeable offset wheel option, and if you're looking to have different offsets for the front and the rear, this is a great way to go. Drift cars, for whatever reason, the stance lately is always wider in the front, so you get more steering, and less wide in the rear. I don't know. I do what people tell me to. But this is how they turned out. I sprayed them. I primed them with Vallejo primer, and then I sprayed them with chrome from a Vallejo model air paint, and then I did one where I sort of did a chipping effect on the front driver's side wheel, and then I sprayed bronze over top of that, and then I kind of chipped away at the bronze paint to make it look as if this was plasti dipped at some point, and it's already starting to peel away, because this is a total POS, and it should have terrible looking wheels, right? Anyway, those are on the strictly sideways branded Yokomo tires. This is the local drift track, and they managed to get a custom-made laser engraved tire, which has their name, Strictly Sideways Club, and since 2019. So that's been around for 5 years. Congratulations. So yeah, Gear Guys Customs, I will put a link down below if you're interested in that product or any of the other products. There's always a link in the description down below. And I also weathered them, so they look just as cruddy as the rest of this car, which I just absolutely love. And finally today, here is the Killerbody Mercury chassis with the Jeep Gladiator Rubicon truck body on top of it. It's all done and mostly functioning. There is no interior yet. There is an interior that is available. Killerbody didn't send that to me yet. But this is the completed chassis. All of the electronics are in. All of the functions are working-ish. I've had a lot of trouble with the diff lockers. They just don't want to engage or disengage no matter how I set it up. There's also a slew of problems with this chassis in terms of the construction. I'm hearing that people are getting kits without manuals. It's just a real mess. And I'm going to dedicate a lot more time to a full video review of this truck. I am going to try to get it outside and get some running footage between now and when I actually finish that video, because I do feel like it deserves to be shown outdoors driving. It is a very scale model that happens to be RC, and I think that's probably the best way to put it and the best way to tease you into watching the video when that comes out in the next couple of days. I'm hoping to have it out Saturday or Sunday. Today's Thursday. That should give me plenty of time to get it done. So yeah, that's where it's at. It looks great from here. It looks great from this perspective, but it's got a slew of why'd you do that, and huh, and what, and okay, and are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? So I think it's worthy of an entire video. There will also be a review coming on the Enduro 12. That should have its own video as well, because it's ripe for possibilities. And I think just showing it here on what's on the bench doesn't give it enough of a fair shake. So we'll get that on the bench soon too. All right, I think that's going to do it for this week. Not a huge episode, but man, go watch some of those tutorials and learn something about form and how that works in Fusion 360. It's going to change your life. Promise you. All right. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next week.